Over the course of a couple months, my Logitech G502 had become broken. Sometimes your cat's a big fucking douchebag and he jumps up and grabs your mouse pad and rips the mouse on the floor, and it hit the floor once and broke. I then decided to make a move. After numerous companies told me to eat a dick, I'm not Dimitri, they won't send me any review samples, I decided to settle on the tried and true Corsair. I've always been a Corsair user in my computer builds. So far, they've never really let me down. I had one PSU from Corsair that I built a computer for someone else, and UPS went through the methodical caretaking of beating the PC to shit. So much so that even the PSU was dented. And it still worked, surprisingly. But that's not what you're here for. The Corsair GLAIVE RGB gaming mouse is pretty much geared towards gamers. It has the usual rigmarole, you know what I mean, LEDs everywhere, RGB, delicious. Frankly, RGB and everything on this mouse is so standard fare you could find it in all of its competitors. Well, not all, maybe not the RGB. But in a day and age where RGB is in every fucking thing, hell, there are even gay kids running around in clubs with RGB eyelashes on now. RGB is everywhere. Frankly, it's not enough of a selling point for me. Overall, the design is decent, I'd say. The oval shape, if you will, I believe that's the shape it's called, I find fits to the palm of my hand far better than my Logitech G502 has ever done before. It has the custom grading Dpi 16,000 optical sensor with ultra high accuracy tracking engine, blah blah blah, but this thing could drop all the way down to 400 DPI if you so choose, and that's the real selling point. Because frankly, who the hell needs 16,000? You'll never use 16,000 ever. In your life, you won't come close to it because it's pointless. So anything over, I'd say even 2,000 is pretty much ridiculous, but let's say 5 to be on the fair side. The mouse feet are alright. They move across the mouse pad with relative ease. There's nothing too special at the bottom of the mouse. There's no weights, there's no nothing. Nothing here really stands out for me to go, this is amazing. I will say jumping to this from my Logitech G502 was really not much of an issue. The performance from both mice are damn near identical. I did take the time to play a little bit of Overwatch and found that my accuracy went up to 47% versus 41. 6%. Better to be up than down, I guess. But what else is there to this? Well, it does have programmable buttons, but really, who's gonna reprogram their DPI button? Also, I don't like the placement of the DPI button. I find it to be shitty. When you're used to mice that have the ability to lock and unlock the mouse wheel and let you just freeball the sucker, it's kind of jarring to go back to a very static mouse wheel that requires more force. And the button that would lock the mouse wheel is now your DPI button. At times it can be confusing, especially if you're making such a transition. On the plus side, it does have interchangeable thumb pads. I went right to the biggest one immediately because my penis is small and I need that validation to help me get through the day. I will admit that I do like the dynamic lighting, giving me the ability to light each area differently. Or you could just have them all rainbow style, whatever floats your boat. There are a multitude of effects and changes, and a little extra bling is good. Makes you feel like you're kicking ass, and Lord knows we need some ass kicking today. If you're on a computer and you're gaming, you need something to make you feel like you're kicking ass, because you're not kicking life's ass, that's why you're here. The software that comes with the Corsair GLAIVE that you gotta download, I haven't gone too far into it as far as, RGB coloring. Apparently there's a multitude of different things you could do. I didn't find it too intuitive. Frankly, I'm going to say that Logitech actually bests Corsair in this area, simply because the Logitech just makes it so simple to use. There are more intricate sort of changes to the macro system, I'll give it that. But if you don't exactly know what you're doing, you could be fiddling around for a hot minute trying to get this shit to work when you're so used to just clicking it and adding a keystroke. But if you are looking for something that has a multitude of keystroke sequences with even time delays in between them all, then this is going to give you the biggest hard-on you've ever had in your life. But if you're the average gamer and you just want to reload faster with your thumb, and you're not 100% sure how to use it, you could take a full 5 minutes of frustration. And in this instant gratification generation of which we now live, 5 minutes is too long in the day. Overall, I do like that light coating on top of the mouse that gives that sort of matte look, finish, and feel, and it also grips my hand fairly well. But in all honesty, it will fade, it will look ugly in time, and it'll look kind of, you know, how it is with these mouse peripherals. You press a spot enough, it gets worn in until it's a nice glossy sheen where your fingers have been. Thank God my penis doesn't reflect overuse, or it would glow like the fucking sun. Another boon I guess I could say that I probably missed and I probably didn't get in the little video of using the Corsair software is the fact that it does have angle snapping. Now, I know what you're thinking. Every mouse has angle snapping now and you shouldn't use it because it screws up your blah 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 and aim and so on. This is true and false. In some instances, the angle snapping feature, the angle snapping feature can be a boon, and in other situations, it can be a hindrance. In this one though, I have noticed that, unlike other mice I've had with angle snapping, this gives me the ability to select the level of angle snapping from high, medium to low. And if you can use low, it might not screw you too hard. In fact, it might even improve your aim in the middle of games. And listen, if you're gonna get angry at me for wanting to have an edge on somebody, eat my asshole. With the way that America runs, there are so many motherfuckers with an edge on you and me, it's not even funny. Jared Kushner, aka Donald Trump's son-in-law, he was born with an edge. His father paid millions of dollars for him to go to an Ivy League school, and I bet you can't get a job at McDonald's on the first walk-in. Some people are just born with edges, and if I can get an edge somewhere, I'm taking it, alright? Frankly, I've been using this for the entire day, and the transition from my Logitech G502 has been nothing but smooth and seamless. I will say that I do like the overall body design. I like the look. It's very sleek. I'll admit the RGB gets to me because I have to have the bling. Feel these beats. I'm a failed rapper, so I need these sort of things to make me feel better about myself and reacquaint me with my favorite thing in the world, swag. On the other hand, the software, I guess it'll take some getting used to. So I can't really knock it, it's just I don't know it too well. The extra thumb pads are a nice touch. If only they had a little something for the other side of the mouse. Then it would be perfection. I would have probably liked a few more buttons. And a Dpi Shift that will give me the ability to shift up and down on command would have been way better than one button. I mean, come on now, guys. Maybe there are some people like me that like to shift between DPIs while playing in the game. This now limits me to only 2 DPIs. I can't really fiddle around and have a multitude of DPIs for every situation. Also, with the software, I would like it to be able to pick up what games I'm using and having specific profiles programmed for that switch to it on the fly, like Logitech's gaming software. In this instance, Logitech has really knocked it out of the park, and I never thought I'd say that there was something Logitech did better than Corsair, but today's that day. That's gonna do it for me. And frankly, you know what? Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. If you don't care, then screw it. I'm not gonna beg, you got better things to do. And I will catch you later. Adios, bichachos.